Dorito started shooting back at him. Both teams, looks like still 5 bodies left alive. Zach Shilley, Captain Crunch, is going to start wrapping that snake to start shoot at the snake wedge for Salina Elite. Tony Chin making the fill out to the snake corner. Zach Shilley here for Captain Crunch here in the 50 snake. Gonna have to get real low. That snake wedge has a direct shot in on him. He needs to be careful about that. Zach Shilley's gonna scoot back just a little bit to shoot at that snake wedge for Salina Elite. Braxton Blake's just kind of sitting there, absorbing guns. He needs to come back over the top and start shooting at people. And they're going to get elimination out of the 50 snake. Warped Army has for sure 2 bodies left alive. One there in the command center, one in the Dorito 1. There might be a guy in the Dorito corner, I can't tell. And there's also a player here in the snake corner. Looks like Jake Jacobs making his way up here to the center 50 for Salina Elite. Jake Jacobs running through, and he did not get anybody. He got caught by the back corner. Tried to do just a little too much. And Warped Army player leaving out of the Dorito 1. For sure 2 bodies left alive. Player moving out of the command center into the small W on Dorito side. Salina Elite still has a player in the 50 brick and in the snake side wedge, S2 in the snake corner. Not a lot going on right now. Both teams are just communicating and shooting their guns, kind of getting the game slowing down a little bit. Yeah, not a lot going on right now. SK really has the ball in their court. It's a 4-on-2. Warped Army is just pretty well crossed up at this point. I think there's just 2 bodies left alive. They need to play this smart to be able to grind out this first point against Warped Army. Braxton's going to hop the beam there for a SK Elite and jump into the 50. And he's going to come up and shoot across the field. He needs a backup so he can shoot that little W. Ref running in, and he's calling him clean. Justin Thacker for SK Elite going up to the center 50. Tony Chin moving up behind Braxton Blake. And player for Warped Army is scooting back over to the Snake Temple. I would actually stay in the Snake corner. And yep, that is going to be concede. Good first point by SK.
Point approved. 1 minute.
DSO on our left, Altitude Sickness on our right.
30 seconds. Seconds. 10 seconds.
All right, start of this first point. DSO here, breaking out, doubling up the back center. Altitude Sickness taking that center 50 bunker. And they're going to start shooting towards Dorito side to try and lock that 50 brick off. They also have a player here in the command center, that center tower, and he's going to make a quick bump there into the snake side wedge. And then they also have a D1, D2 for Altitude Sickness, and a snake insert. Still 5 bodies alive for both teams. Looks like one of the DSO players is doing a little dissecting on a hopper. Can't get going, not working. He's got it off his gun, and he's messing around with it. Gotta keep that paint. It's warm out, so you gotta keep it in coolers and do that paint management properly. Altitude Sickness is gonna lose their snake insert person. Might have been James Barrett. It's what it kind of looked like, but not totally for sure. Paintballer 27. This is D4X ball. Mercy Rule 4. DSO makes a move there into the Snake 2, but they also lose one of their Dorito 1 players. Altitude Sickness with a bump into the 50 brick, but they also lose their back center player. Advantage is right now DSO, but Altitude Sickness has better field position. Adam Beamer here for DSO. DSO is really good at just grinding down points and letting time take off. Altitude Sickness just needs to remain calm and control and try and get another body eliminated so that way they can start picking through the rest. DSO has players in S2, the snake insert, and also the back center and the Dorito 2. Altitude Sickness is in the 50 Dorito brick, also the center 50 and the snake side wedge. It's a 4-on-3. A little bit of a long drawn out point. Player for altitude sickness is getting eliminated out of that snake side wedge. Now it's a 4-on-2. Adam Beamer looking to try and see where that center 50 is. And he's going to get him. And they're going to concede that point.
Towel. Point approved.
First point going to DSO. Now we're back to the SK Elite versus Warped Army. Paintballer 27, when was the last time you were at Elite Sports?
Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Ah, Banana Fighters. Okay. All right, SK breaking out. Warped Army breaking out too. Both teams still 5 alive. They had a very long first point, so there's less than 3 minutes left in this second point. Warped Army's going to need to put something together, put a point on the board. And SK Elite's going to lose a player, 2 players out of the Doritos. Wow, just basically leaving their entire Dorito side open. Zach Chili's going to go get in the 50 snake for Warped Army. They need a Warped Army needs to relay that they've blown the entire Dorito side, so that way whoever their Dorito player is, they can get up there and start wrapping around that 50 brick. And Warped Army looks like they're going to put a point on the board. It's 5-on-2 right now, with just the S2 for SK Elite in the center temple. Tony Chin for SK Elite's going to get eliminated. And Zach Shelley's going to launch and go get Braxton Blake, and then that is the point. Minute and 10 left on game time.
Point approved. 1 minute.
Back to the DSO altitude sickness game. Sorry, guys. Paintballer 27, that's awesome. Palm Beach Vipers is a good program.
30 seconds.
Where out in Florida do you live?
20 seconds.
A lot of slow points, Austin Vapor.
10 seconds.
But the layout can play extremely fast. We saw a 37 point. 30-second point. Just whether teams want to or not. All right, altitude sickness breaking out to the center 50, getting up there. Looks like Ronnie there for altitude sickness. He's going to try and get a shot in on that snake side. Altitude sickness also took the snake 2 and the snake insert. But DSO making a quick bump up there to the 50 brick on the Dorito side. I don't know if anybody saw that. Oh, and he's going to get taken out by the 50 brick. Ronnie is. Four bodies left alive for altitude sickness. You got D1, and the D1's going to fill out to the Dorito corner. Make it. They also have a player here in the snake corner and the S2. DSO still has 5 bodies left alive. They're made a fill up into the center tower, and they also have a player in Dorito 1, the snake insert, and the S2. And there's one more body. You just can't tell where he's hiding at. Oh, in the 50 brick. Sorry. And there's going to be another elimination coming off for altitude sickness. Ref running in, pulling out DSO player out of the snake. Altitude sickness player for the snake is going to crawl around. And he's going to get into the 50 snake. See if he starts wrapping around. Don't think there's a corner for DSO. Oh, and he just needs to wrap around just a little bit more. There, and then he got a body free kill there. Got a D1. Oh, but there's a player for DSO in the small snake insert that he forgot about. Chris Naveen back there for DSO in the snake corner, kind of filled back out. Not for sure what's left for bodies. There's a 50 brick for the altitude sickness players. Not sure. And there's a D2 for sure for DSO. I don't know if they know that guy's there in the 50 bricks. I think it's a 2-on-2. Both teams need to be conservative about, well, altitude sickness needs to put a point on the board, but they need to play this smart. Altitude sickness going to drop the ball over here on snake side, unfortunately. And they're going to hit the buzzer. Good little heads up play there by Chris Naveen.
Point approved. 1 minute.
Oh, yes, I do need some coffee, and I need a nap. Some of this gameplay is taking a little long. I need a little more excitement. But thank you guys for tuning in. Greatly do appreciate it. So We're going to add a couple more things to the stream. Going to add an on-field mic, and also we will add another camera angle by the next event as well. We were trying to have it done by this event. I just wasn't able to get it done. We had a conduit collapse, so we couldn't run wire through. All right, tied 1-1 apiece. SK Elite on the left, Warped Army on your right. Warped Army digging up to that center 50. And SK Elite going, it looks like they're going for the win, the way they were just moving just a second ago. Oh, first Warped Army players dies. It looks like Aaron Klingsing. Maybe Dion Feck here in the Snakeside Wedge. Zach Shilley going to the 50 Snake. He's gonna might catch a few bodies. Oh, the Snake for Salina Elite gets out. And base is hit. Hold on one moment, be right back. Sorry guys, had to leave for a minute and get the refs a blower. Back, Altitude Sickness taking the 50 Snake on break. He's getting a check and getting called out. Penalty on DSO. I don't think Altitude Sickness saw the penalty. Ref running in to check the D1 for DSO, calling him clean. So it is back center, D1, D2 for DSO, and looks like it is actually a 3-on-3. Oh, player got eliminated for Altitude Sickness.
seconds.
The last point of Elite versus Warped was Warped, so it was 2-1. Yep, crazy. Altitude Sickness needs to play this smart. Player getting checked in for the DSO player. They're just going to let this clock tick off.
Game time finished. No points. Game finished. 1 minute.
All right, that's the end of the altitude sickness game. DSO wins 2-0. Good hard fought match by both teams. Altitude sickness was in it every single point. It's just they had a few minor things happen. So no penalties or nothing. It's just guys making moves at the wrong times, wrong deaths at the wrong time. So it makes it hard.
10 seconds.
Yep, I agree. James definitely was hustling down the field. He really was. Ronnie plays pretty aggressive too. They just need some really good attack. SK Elite's going to try and go but not get a major penalty. And it's going to... They lost 3 players and game time has expired.
No point.